Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Vanquish, Act 4, Mission 3, Maneuver. Today, I'm really gonna try hard to max the LFE out. First off, we have more tiny jellyfish. So I EMP slided as soon as I got into the room, try to hit him in the feet. I think that should be the easiest way to take out the air Gatling platforms. Yeah, this room's going smooth right off the bat. And those tiny jellyfish, we'll never see the big ones again, unfortunately. They're not gonna be a problem. Hit you in the head, and can I get another before I land? Yeah! This room's dynamite so far. Going into this recording nice and refreshed. I haven't played this in like 2 days. Not quite enough time for the rust to build up, but just enough to get a little bit of a breather going. This is one of those kinds of games, though, that even when you're taking a break from it and you're not playing it that much, you're thinking about playing it. It's that kind of game. It's so compelling. So we have a bunch of Gorgies out here. That was a USS right off in the distance. He'll try to kind of crawl under that bridge, General Grievous style. So you don't want to let him get behind you or let him kind of hide on you. Because otherwise he'll snipe you like right when you're underneath him right here. So coming up, we have a pretty hectic little section. There's a Pangloss statue over here that I never noticed before. They make kind of a funny noise when you shoot them. Alright, so we'll pick the LFE up over here. And then shit's gonna pop off. We get two drill Romanovs right away. And then here's what makes this tricky. Is you get a bunch of USS snipers on top of all the walls stationed around here. So here is what you want to do. You want to pick all of them off. There's also a guy on a turret around here. Yeah, along with the sniper behind the sandbags. So you want to pick these guys off because the drill Romanovs aren't that dangerous. They don't pay you any mind. Somehow, that one sniper got just that one stray shot off on me. Dude, I love every time you go into slow motion, you can actually see the bullets flying past you. And that'll give me a nice shot on his back. You don't get many shots in a row on their backs, but it only takes one to reduce their health by a whole fucking lot. Like, I only hit that weak spot twice, and it took about a quarter of his health off each time. They react to it pretty strongly, though. Like, they'll either burrow, or they usually turn right around. And yeah, there's no reason not to use this rocket launcher that the other one dropped. Just make this nice and quick. I think he burrowed underground before that third rocket reached him. No problem. He should come up. Yeah, they always seem to come up from underground if you move away with their back to you. So it's easy to get that weak spot. And then coming up, we have another House Knight, another tank, flanked by tons of blue flying Gorgies. We'll just light them up with the lock-on laser as soon as they get out of that opening. And then we'll just keep using the lock-on laser to pick on the turrets and the red Gorgies who are kind of manning it. That's still kind of dangerous, but just gives us a chance to go into slow-mo and clean everything else up. Now, let's see, is it gonna get stuck there? Yeah, okay. So we'll get around behind it. I'm gonna be smart this time, and go into slow-mo to pick these two tiny little point defense turrets up on the left and the right of the weak spot. So then I can walk up to it and I can just do this. And this should be low enough that I can just run up and punch it. Yeah, omae wa mou shinderu. Just punch the tank in its big glowing red butthole. That didn't do it. It didn't work. I got exposed trying to punch the tank to death. Oh, and I can't get past it. Oh, that sucked. And it blew the cover-up I was trying to get to. I got stuck trying to run past its collision box. That's okay, though. That section can be kind of intense. Yeah, that's a good one. You might notice that whenever Sam's not in combat, or when he takes a smoke or something, his visor will come down. The reason for that is that Mikami was worried that people wouldn't be able to form, like, an emotional connection to Sam if you never saw his face, if his visor never came down. It's the same reason why in Hollywood you can never have a movie where the hero's face is covered up all the time, or at least it's very rare to have that. Even when it makes sense to, like that terrible Stallone Judge Dredd movie where he takes the helmet off for no reason whatsoever other than to kind of remind the audience, hey, we paid money for this movie star's mug. Look at him. That's the only reason for that. Another cool note about the helmet is that the original design of the game, you were supposed to get the visor HUD all the time, but it was way too distracting. Like whenever they go into that walk and talk mode, and the big interface comes up and it goes into first person, that was supposed to be like an all-the-time thing. Like right now. I am super happy they didn't go through with that.
The situation up ahead is hot, sir. We're gonna need to stay frosty.
What do you mean, hot?
The enemy have turned the plasma complex into a lake of fire. Could blow us all to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, any way to avoid said Kingdom Come scenario?
Praying.
Thank God I'm an atheist. Let's go!
You might have seen a cut right there. That's because I went into the next section and I spent like 5 minutes not realizing something really obvious.
The dam complex.
You mean try not to fry myself?
Got any better ideas?
No, you're right.
So I remember reading for this part of the game, their original intent for Act 4 Mission 4 was that you would go through this overheating, like, lake of fire, burning dam complex, and your suit would just be overheating at random all the time. And I'm not really sure why they decided to scrap that. I guess, like, during playtesting of it, they just found that it wasn't fun. So here's why I kind of restarted this chapter. Or, I mean, this mission, is because over here, there are a bunch of Gorgies who spawn in on the opposite rig. There are tons of them, plus the ones on the floor. I kept trying to pick them off before I jumped down here, because once you jump down, it's the trigger for a mini-boss to spawn. So I tried to pick everything off from upstairs. What I didn't realize is that they apparently spawn infinitely, and I just spent 5 minutes burning through ammo and just having them respawn on me. So I just figured I would restart that and not waste all that time. This mini-boss is super cool. He is the Crystal Viper, and he looks a lot like a plasma or something, like a cooler version of a plasma from DMC1.
That thing's an assassin RI, a test version. NATO calls them Crystal Vipers. It's like refracting armor serves both as camouflage and as a shield against penetrating.
Oh shit! Yeah, they look like this cross, this really cool cross between a plasma and like a regenerator from RE4. Very similar to those two, like combined. Oh, that's unfortunate. You saw the QTE counter he does when he charges at you a few times. Unfortunately, it didn't get to show off many of its other attacks.
What happened?
The plasma energy containment tank just flew. Hold on. This is bad, Sam. There's a large hole in the outer containment wall of the colony.
A hole? Sam, you two got a way out of this one?
Our briefing said there were shelters below this area.
Affirmative. You should be able to close an internal barrier down there.
Okay, move out, Bravo!
Mission 5, we're on the final mission of Act 4 already. So that's the caliber of explosion it takes to cause explosive decompression on this colony. I love when all the debris is flying out of the hull of the colony. You see that one lone Gorgie fly out. Just one lone Gorgie. I'm surprised I didn't hear a Wilhelm scream in there. That was the perfect place for it. Oh man, here we go. I love that there are windows in here so you can see all this. The battle's going on in space. The very questionable physics of how the ships are rotating with the colony. The stars. Oh, this is such a cool area.
You're in a zero gravity zone. Take caution.
Roger.
I adore this area. I think it's one of the coolest in the game. It's like one of the most lovely areas, which is very cool, spectacular stuff. Marines floating off in zero Gs. My only disappointment with this whole mission is that they say there's a zero gravity zone coming up, and the first thought that crosses your mind when Elena tells you that is like, oh shit, are we getting like a Dead Space zero G flying around section with like cover floating through the air and stuff? That's not the case at all. You're like magnetically hooked onto the floor, but you can kind of go all the way around the walls here to a limit. But still, oh, this is such a goddamn amazing section. Nonetheless, you don't get to just float around at zero gravity, but it's still really good. Let's see, I need one more upgrade for the LFE. And yeah, debris and a lot of other stuff, like if you use an explosive or the LFE on an enemy, they will just float off. So it seems like they're magnetically locked to the floor until something like... until you hit them with enough force to cause them to fly away. And you get these magnificent views. Just astounding stuff in here. So you go from like the gray urban sprawl and the kind of desaturated... Oh my god! Like, and like the kind of desaturated explosions and all that kind of bombast. The very like gray urban sprawl stuff that we've been in so far. And you come to this sterile metal inner bunker of the station with these gorgeous moving vistas of outer space, and you can even see the planet below as you rotate. Oh my god, this section's so good. It's quite linear though, and it's really easy to just do this kind of stuff. Just throw grenades over and over as they spawn in. Your fellow Marines are dumb as hell in this section, because you take damage. You know that the kind of electric-looking bubble that signifies the enemies are warping into that zone? Well, that does damage to you if you stand in it. And the other Marines, they'll stand in it until they are killed, as enemies are warping in. They'll basically get telefragged. Like something out of Quake. Oh man, yeah, you get more of the scenery in the background, the armada of ships fighting each other, the planets, the stars. Oh man, this is breathtaking stuff. And it's all like the coolest kind of background scenery as you're fighting another unknown. Pay attention to all the different particles and parts of the unknown as you fight, because when you blow it apart, all of its different parts float off in zero G. Yeah. The problem with this one is he can call his parts to him through those grates in the wall. So there's a lot of maneuvering around. Let's put that maxed out shotgun to good use. It fires so damn quick. It's like an auto shotty when you max it out. This is totally great. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, no, there we go. Try to finish it off in slow motion. It's probably the easiest way to get good hits in on the core. And then, yeah. The LFE was almost maxed out. It'll take one more upgrade drop to max this thing out, so there's no sense saving the ammo up anymore. The LFE is actually really good against this thing because it cuts through its outer shell of guns and parts and just goes straight to the core. Man, oh, the planet again. Like, this is the lighting here, everything. It's breathtaking. I love this section. This mission's so short-lived, but it's so good. And I think that's the final tactical challenge.
Where's the containment wall control panel?
I'll guide you to it.
What's it looking like outside?
There are still some stragglers heading for the shelter.
How much time we got left?
Not sure, but if you don't hurry, internal pressure in the colony will drop below sustainable levels.
Enough with the physics! Just shut the damn blast doors!
We can't do that. You've still got men out there.
Men who were ready to die when they signed up for this mission. You know that!
Let's not give up on them just yet. There's still time.
I don't take orders from DARPA!
This is how you do things?
Don't you get sentimental with me. How many people you think have already died for this? Failure is not an option now. It never was.
So you fail those men out there instead?
What part of Marines complete the mission did you not understand? We do what has to be done. I don't pick and choose how. You go ahead. I'll make sure our rear flank is covered.
This high-speed elevator can take us right up to the enemy position.
You really think this is gonna be the lifeline that drags the U.S. out of recession?
History should lend credence to that theory.
Even with the sacrifice of San Francisco?
I never planned for that to happen. But sacrifice of some sort is unavoidable.
This is not the time or the place for regrets. The ends come before the means now.
Then I will let you handle the means.
And I will bring about the ends.
Let's go!
The denouement is coming up. Act 5 has begun. It's the final act of the game, so next episode will be finale territory. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.